Alrighty folks, working on the news for the 5th of September. Up first, more bad news for the upcoming Uncharted movie. Seems the expected release date for Sony's favourite treasure hunting team has shifted from July 30th, 2017 to an unknown date due to studio issues. This comes as no real surprise, as since the film was announced to be in the works back in 2010, it's been plagued with shifting directors, writers, and not even securing down actors to play the titular roles in the film. Originally, Joe Carhagen, the director of The Grey and the A-Team, was tasked with writing and directing the film, but nothing yet has been finalised and it's still pretty much up in the air on how this film will even get made. I myself hope they figure something out, as right now the series is in a great place, as Uncharted has just released its 4th game in the series and has drummed up some stellar sales. For fans of the hit Telltale game The Walking Dead, Season 3 has been announced for release on PC, PlayStation and Xbox in November, and as with past seasons, will follow the harrowing but dark adventures of series favourite Clementine as she tries to hold on and protect her loved ones from just hordes of ravenous zombies. Ravenous zombies. Alongside Clem will be newcomer Javier, as well as a new deep narrative and the same good old janky controls. But of course, be prepared for some tearful moments. Lastly, you may remember in our previous news episode that I mentioned a mysterious countdown involving the king himself, Duke Nukem. Well, that countdown has ended and we have our answer to the mystery at hand. Duke Nukem 3D World Tour will be a remaster of the 1996 classic featuring updated visuals and frame rates. The game will also have added to it 8 new levels designed by the original team from 20 years back. The Duke will hit on October 11th for $20 on PS4, PC and Xbox One. Good to see a return from everyone's favourite swear-spewing flat-topped macho man. Well folks, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for Ethan with Tech.
Hello ladies and or gentlemen, Ethan here once again with the tech news. First up, we have the Force Band. Now this bad boy fits onto your wrist like a watch, and is used to control a BB-8 robot with your hand gestures. But that's not all there is to it. The Force Band also has a Force Awareness mode, which will alert the user by vibrating when they're near any collectible items on the app. Like Pokemon Go, where the gameplay is augmented reality, you have to collect these items and identify them. Sphero co-founder Ian Bernstein said the origins of the Force Band dates back before BB-8 at Sphero when they were experimenting with a prototype of controlling robots using Tai Chi movements. The Force Band is predicted to reach the most sold toy this Christmas due to the success of the BB-8 robot last year for Christmas, which ranked at number 1 for being sold. Bernstein says, "My visions and my co-founders' visions said at some point there's going to be a robot in every home. And we think we can be the ones who build those robots. That's our 50-year vision." Yes. Japan might need these robots to counter their aging population, with numbers like 28% of the population over the age of 60 and expected to have 20% of the population over the age of 75 by the year 2035. So, suffering this aging population crisis, making more children would be the best and most simple answer. Nah. Let's just make the elderly work for a few more years. But how? Their bones are too brittle and elderly. With this, an exoskeleton suit for the elderly. Scientist Hiroshi Kobashi has developed several modifications of muscle suits that give the wearer different attributes, like up to 30 kilograms of extra lifting weight, also strengthening their lower back, or providing the user with faster and easier movement with their legs. This will allow people to work longer hours on 4 more years of their life, contributing that little bit more to the community. Also giving people who didn't want to retire a purpose in life, giving them opportunity to work more. The problem with these suits is that they're very expensive to make and maintain. Over 1,200 of these suits are currently being used, but the government can't afford to outfit everyone just yet. I still think the best solution is for people to have kids, but I mean, at least someone like Dr. Kobashi is fighting against the aging population problem. Last, we have a cool idea and piece of technology used to activate roadside warnings to signal drivers in Australia when a koala is near the road. A group of biologists believe that the flashing road signs activated by tagged koalas could be the key to making drivers slow down. It was developed by a company known as WildSpy, which specializes in wildlife tracking and monitoring equipment. Basically, it works by having a digital sender on the tag attached to the koala's ear that will trigger the receiver on the special roadside sign. and it causes no harm to the koala because it's literally the dumbest mammal on the planet. Seriously, it is that dumb. That's all we have this week for tech news. Now to Davis with the entertainment news.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, if you're a fan of Marvel, you most likely know of the short film that came out this week regarding Thor and Darryl, titled Thor on Vacation. Though the iconic Asgardian hero is never too far from any true Marvel fan's attention, Thor hasn't had much of a role in the wider Marvel Cinematic Universe recently. His last solo movie, Thor the Dark World, came out in 2013. That's a full 3 years ago, if you can believe it. It doesn't feel like it, though it does make sense that he would be somewhat preoccupied. What with his new movie Thor Ragnarok due out in 2017, a lot of fans were confused to not see him weigh in on the other Avengers in the conflict that rocked Captain America Civil War. Worries were put to rest at Comic-Con this year with the release of a new video that showed just what he was up to in his spare time. Turns out, it didn't bother him at all. Really, not a teeny tiny bit that he wasn't involved in the Captain America movie. He's been chilling, getting some downtime, learning what it's like to live on Earth like an average Joe. His new roommate, Darryl, has been helping him get to grips with some of the trickier bits and pieces, like showing him how to deal with electronic mail. He still prefers his ravens to a mobile phone, though. Fans fell in love with it immediately. Thor's naivety is just too adorable, and the little bromance he has going with Darryl makes everyone feel a little fuzzy inside. A Norse god of legend and an ordinary Australian office worker, they're the original odd couple. Sort of. One dedicated fan went so far as to get a petition to see more of the two of them. With 1,000 signatures, the petition will have all the votes it needs to ask Netflix to create a series based on this one quirky little short. Hundreds of people have already come forward to add their names to the list. Moving on now to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know, right? More Marvel. Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting ready for its 4th season this month, and with the new season premiere, we are slowly moving away from the world of Inhumans to the world of the mystical, as the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe film Doctor Strange is already going towards the world of magic. And as stated during the Thor movies, the world of magic is just science that cannot yet be explained, and that very much is a part of the MCU. This season, we will be going into the world of magic and mysticism, with the introduction of Ghost Rider. Many older fans know Ghost Rider in the form of Johnny Blaze, the motorcycle stuntman possessed by the spirit of vengeance. However, recently, another has taken on the mantle. One of the most recent iterations of the Ghost Rider is Roberto Reyes, who will be Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Reyes, an East LA mechanic who becomes possessed by the spirit, delicately balances superhero activities while caring for his handicapped brother Gabriel, and will be introduced this season on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Executive producer Jed Whedon has a few comments on the new superhero. As always, we are going to put our own spin on the character. We are staying true to the comics in the places where we feel it's really important. We love the character's family dynamic and the East LA kid in him. Whedon also explained that the show will continue to build the MCU in the realm of magic and science as the universe continues to grow. He says, "It started out with a guy building a suit using science, and then we met aliens that are the origins of the myths behind some of our gods. And this year Doctor Strange comes out. We're opening it up to even further the world of things we don't totally understand. Or as Thor says, magic is just science that we don't understand." And, well, we're getting into some very, very fancy science. Lastly today, some Pokemon news. One of the first things Ash Ketchum of Pallet Town ever achieved was earning the trust of his brand new Pikachu. Following a turbulent first impression, he struggled with the Mercurial mouse almost halfway along Route 1. Ash won Pikachu's trust when they were attacked by a vicious flock of Spearow, and Ash threw himself in the way of the fierce beaks. From that day on, Ash and Pikachu have walked side by side for every step of their journey, and thanks to the rumoured update from Pokemon Go, soon you too will have the opportunity to take your own favourite Pokemon for walks. A source of Pokemon Go Hub has mined data from the most recent update code to get a sneak peek at what will be included in the next update to hit the game. One of the more noteworthy features revealed was the Buddy system, which will allow your Pokemon to stroll alongside you on your adventures. How exactly this will implement visually is not entirely clear, but some of the benefits it will provide have been leaked. Walking your Pokemon will work in a similar way to hatching an egg, except instead of getting a new Pokemon after a certain distance, you get candies to level up your Pokemon you already have. While it's still not the traditional battling for experience that lifelong trainers are familiar with, it makes a lot more sense to walk your Pokemon for experience than to just stuff them full of sweets you were given in exchange for other Pokemon. You can buddy up with a single Pokemon multiple times to level it up even more, but it does seem likely that there will be limits on the use of features to stop Pokemon getting too overpowered. The program seems to have space for different kinds of Pokemon to walk alongside you, with each buddy Pokemon taking on one of 4 different sprites: medium size, big size, flying alongside, or resting on your shoulder, just like Pikachu. As it's based on existing code, this seems like it will be an aspect of the game that will be relatively easy to implement. Fans in the know predict that we could be testing this new feature in around about a week. And that's going to do it for the entertainment news this week. Thank you all for tuning in, and let us know what you thought about the topics we explained here down in the comments below. From all of us here at Awesome Productions, stay awesome.